Peace of the Lord be with you. This is the Son of the Most Sorrowful YouTube channel. And depression equals a lack of purpose. I'm not going to jump on here and say you're not depressed. Depression is not real, because I know depression is real. I have experienced it myself. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, by the grace of God, this is the first year in many years that I don't experience seasonal depression in the winter. It's New Year's Eve as I'm recording this. So it's the first year, man, that I don't fall into my bed for weeks and then come out of my room just to go to the bathroom and just to eat every 3 days. Okay? Losing a ton of weight because I don't have an appetite. And just feeling miserable and lost and just like, who cares? This is the first year of my life, I think, in a very, very, very long time, probably since like my childhood, because I've always had some form of seasonal depression. Again, it stems from a lack of purpose. It stems from idleness and the lack of trying to cultivate skills that will drive you or make you useful, right? Because that's kind of crazy. I was at a point where I'm still at that point, actually. You know, I feel like only just within the last week I've kind of gotten a different mind frame, or I reframed in my mind what my skill set is. But for the most part, I was thinking to myself, I was pretty bummed out, because I was like, man, all this time, and I am just a jack of all trades and a master of none. I don't really have like mastery in a skill that I can say. You know what I mean? And that, to me, I was just like, dude, that sucks. All this time, I'm 31, dude. And like, I don't have one thing, because I invested most of my life playing music, which I know I do now only at church. I don't play guitar anymore. I don't play bass anymore like I used to. In fact, I don't own any guitars. The only guitar that I still have that I haven't held on to it, it's my my grandfather's nylon Spanish guitar, you know, which is at my mom's house. Gave it to her for a while. She's not gonna play it, but like, because it belonged to her father, and you know, my tata is resting in peace, you know, by the mercy of the Lord. I believe that, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about my tata. But back to what I was saying. I felt like, because I invested so much time in the music world, now I felt like I had no skills or specialties or anything useful that I could use, oddly enough, like to advance in life, to move to the next stage of my life, which is to move me towards being a provider and a protector, you know? So it's kind of funny. For that reason, I was like, man, I should just become a priest. I don't think that's what is in the cards for me, but at this point, who knows, man? Anything is possible. So, if you're going through depression, right, use this time. I know it's hard, because I've been depressed. I've been horrendously, cripplingly depressed, to the point where you don't want to do anything, you don't want to seek anything, you just want to be on your phone, numbing out. I think a couple of years ago, all I did from like November until January was rewatch Batman Beyond, dubbed in Spanish. I watched the Spanish dub of Batman Beyond, all 3 seasons. Binged it on HBO Max, and watched My Hero Academia. Like, I didn't watch all the seasons. I think I don't know. For those of you who know, I stopped watching around the time where Lemillion, after that mission with, I don't know if it was the mob or something. They were fighting some group or criminal organization, and Lemillion suffered a lot of damage to save. They were trying to save a little girl. Okay. And all the heroes like suffered a lot of damage. They had to all be hospitalized after that. So yeah, whatever season that is, I watched, My Hero Academia like crazy. And I was just nice and plugged in on my phone in my bed, not really wanting to go. I needed to go to confession. I needed to go back to church. I wasn't going to mass. I was like, I'm depressed, so I know what it's like to be cripplingly depressed to the point where you don't want to do anything, you know what I mean? But if you're watching this and you're find that you're in that present state of crippling depression, don't want to come out of your room, don't want to talk to nobody, don't want to be found, don't want to be looked for, try and think of something that you can possibly do or learn that is constructive, something that you like. Okay, I feel like people are if I'm the first one to tell you don't follow the money, I'm so sorry that I'm the first one. You know what I mean? And then again, I am not sorry, because some people never hear that and they get to middle age and they're like, man, all this time I should have just been looking for something that I like to do and stuck to that, despite whatever sufferings may have come. Because chances are that is what you're, you know what I mean? I don't want to limit somebody to a profession, because God's purpose is not limited to a profession. It goes with a constructive profession of some kind with which you will utilize to make a solid living. You know what I mean? And I think that one shouldn't conform or say like, I'm going to follow the money. I'm going to follow financial prosperity, even if it's a soul-crushing career choice or career path. I'm still going to do it because it's going to make me money. It's just, it doesn't lend itself to a joyful life. You'll live a shorter life. You'll be more miserable, okay? You're going to wish you were dead. You're already depressed if that's your case now. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, to be fair, when I was working different jobs in the past, I was like working warehouse jobs that were really not according to, I mean, I could do the job, okay, but doesn't mean that was what I was meant to do for the rest of my life. And I think also too, the fact that I'm not working a warehouse job right now and I'm not working like a dead-end job right now is highly contributing to me not being depressed, okay? So I gotta, again, praise God for that. But try to search for something that will bring you meaning of some kind. Some like fulfillment, I think, is the better word, because we should only really find meaning in the Lord. But find something that will bring you some kind of joy. For me, I would really like to work on bicycles. You know what I mean? And have like a fluency. And even working on those really expensive mountain bikes that have like the cassette drivers in the rear wheel, like the 12 speed, 13 speed. You got some crazy speed bikes. You got 18 speed bikes, like 18 speed cassettes, which is crazy. But I digress. Find something that you may find meaning in. You know what I mean? I don't know. Something that helps other people would actually be really ideal. You know what I mean? Something you don't have to go to school for. I'm reading The College Scam right now by Charlie Kirk. It's not in your best interest to go to college anymore, man. Like, I'm sorry if that is soul crushing, unless you're trying to pursue a degree in engineering or a degree as a scientist or a degree as like, I don't know, a specialized technical field. All right. Other than that, really, all you need need to do is spend some time in the YouTube University, get a little practice, and get competent, and then just do it, man. Get started. You're gonna suck. You might as well. But that season where you suck, it's very short lived. It's shorter than the amount of time that you will be good, right? But man, while you're in it, yeah, I know it can feel like it's taking forever. But while you're in that state, if you're in that state, if you're not in that state, praise God. You know what I mean? I feel like if you have that seasonal depression, it's only a matter of time. The clock is ticking. I felt like that in the summer. So I was just like, I have to pump purpose in my life. Like my life depends on it, because I refuse to get depressed. I was just like, dude, I'm not getting depressed. I don't want to sit in my bed. I don't want to, behave like somebody who's in a vegetated state, because I'm not. I got all my arms and legs out. I'm healthy and all this. Praise God, truly. Okay. But depression, large and by, is rampant today, and it stems from a lack of purpose. It stems from a lack of God. But seek your purpose, man. Find something. Who was that bodybuilder? That I can't remember. But when you're on your last rep, oh, and he's like, oh, come on, find something. Find something, man. You can do it. Get into that season of honing yourself. Get out of bed. Let's work out. Get out of bed. Let's seek the Lord. If you must crawl, crawl. Eventually, the Lord will refresh you, and you will get back up on your feet and seek Him with more fervor and more fire in your soul. But let's get it moving, man. Let's get it moving. Life is short. Don't let yourself get to the middle age. Don't let your best years of your life go by in depression. Get purpose. Get intentional. You know what I mean? Now is the time. So if you're with me, let's get it together, man. Let's keep fighting depression. Let's keep finding our purpose by the Lord's grace. This has been the Son of the Most Sorrowful. And I pray in Jesus' mighty name that the peace of the Lord always be with you by the intercession of Our Lady of Sorrows. And I'll see you at the next one. God bless you.